In terms of the latter question of the PNC, let me say to you that I think, from my vantage point, the PNC has made important and significant contributions to the development of the country. We can debate what some people call dark. I don't subscribe to that. But to say to you that as a government we haven't made mistakes, I would be putting my head in the sand. We made mistakes because, as I said in an article, you know, we were coming out of we were in the Cold War.
Yeah, we should have never got ourselves caught in the Cold War. Okay?
Well, you know, my position, when you must remember that our position was a non-aligned position. We were not beholden to any one pole, east or west. And we held that position. And I think it's important, when we had a lot of the territorial issues, because we held that non-aligned position, we got substantial support across the spectrum of countries in the Commonwealth, etc. And we were caught in the Cold War. At that time, because of our position, because of some of the rights we have defined in our Constitution, which some of the Western countries do not subscribe to. You found during the Cold War, funding and support dried up. Naturally, one has to proceed with one's developmental plan, and therefore we have to reach out. Now, you look at, in today's world, the developed countries, we've got a global community with the participation of China, the now Russia, not Soviet Union, and the other Soviet republics and the other countries. You have a greater community of nations, which was the intent in the first place when the United Nations was established. But, you know, the world has to move on. And therefore, our position, and you would see the present administration, the Obama administration, taking a different tack to the Bush administration in terms of how it treats with the world. And why the United States lost some of its global prominence because of how it behaved in terms of its relationship to the rest of the world community. So even the United States have taken a different tact and a different look at how they relate with countries based on significant principles of equity and respect. Does not mean that there is no difference. But in today's world, we can differ, but we can still work and collaborate on other areas. And we continue to discuss where we differ. Now, so that is one issue with respect to where the PNC was in terms of its non-aligned position. And as I said yesterday in the interview, if issues of wrongdoing were to arrive, it has to be evidence-based. It cannot be based on hearsay and rumor. And as all individuals, we are made up of, our organizations are made up of individuals. And from one point to another, we all make mistakes. My principal position is that as a political entity, we've got to ensure that members behave a certain way. It is good that we have a proposed code of conduct and code of ethics for the membership, and therefore those are things that we have to look at. But when mistakes are made, as when successes can be attributed to members, the organization owns those successes, but it has to also own the failures. So that's my position in terms of where we go with this.
But you did say in that article, if I recall, yes, if the need arises, why?
No. If the need arises, but my position is once the need.
You're not hard and fast. No, we can't.
No, not at all. it's once you can say, yeah, and this is the condition based on evidence. I
think that
don't run
I
away
think
from it, you know.
I saw an interview also briefly with you, and one of the senior members of the PNC, and he was saying yes, but it means that others must also apologize for the blunders and mistakes they made. So yes, indirectly what you're saying, yes, we're prepared to do that if we made mistakes and those mistakes affected people. Yes, you know, in this world it's far better. I must say, hand it to Mr. Obama. He's apologized a couple of times already. And he need not have done that, but he's showing he's a bigger man than normal. If you make a mistake, man enough, people will admire you for that.
And that's my position.
Yeah.
Once you make a mistake, you do not lose ground by not apologizing.
Now coming back to the PNC, and how are you going to break this mold of and get inside the PNC as to make yourself, or let's say you become the leader, you want to make changes within the party, and also empower people to act on behalf of the party?
That's the critical issue. The empowerment of people and members of the organization in terms of decision making. And you've got to change the culture. We have spoken about primaries since the time of the founder leader, Falls Burnham, to move away from this issue of selecting to an election process of primaries. I think even the present leader addressed it in one of his speeches, but it's just, we've got to move beyond talk. And I think it does well for the organization that, not because Yesu Persaud is known to me, Yesu's son may find himself on a regional council or on the national list. We have to move to the point where the membership of the organization, if Yesu Persaud is interested in representing the PNC in Region 4, you must present yourself to the membership of Region 4 and give good reason.
And seek approval.
Right. And then
and there should be many contenders.
Right. So you open the process and allow the best person to win.